The Diary of a CEO is not just another business book, it's a life changing guide that holds the power to transform your mindset and habits. Written by Steven Bartlett, this book unveils 33 powerful laws that can completely alter the way you approach life, work, and personal growth. However, today I'm going to focus on just 8 of these lessons that have a profound impact on my life. These insights have helped me quit old habits, prioritize my health, stay productive, and maintain focus in a world full of distractions. Whether you are looking to improve your focus, build better habits, or just stay on top of your game, the lessons shared in this book will push you towards success. So if you are ready for a change, buckle up as we dive into these life transforming lessons that will help you take control of your life and achieve your goals. Lesson 1. Fill your 5 buckets in the right order. If you want to live a balanced and meaningful life, you need to get your priorities straight. Think of life as a 5 buckets and they needed to be filled in a specific order. The first bucket is health. Let's be real, if you're not physically well, nothing else will matter. Exercise, eat right, and get enough sleep. This is your foundation. Without it, everything falls apart. Next is relationships. Once your health is in check, invest time in your family, friends, and even colleagues. These connections give you love, support, and motivation. Life feels pretty empty without people who genuinely care about you. The third bucket is work. Now that your health and relationships are in place, it's time to focus on building your career. But remember, work should never come at the cost of your well-being or connections. After that comes growth. This means learning, improving yourself, and leveling up. When your life is stable, it's easier to focus on becoming a better version of yourself. Lastly, there's a purpose. This is where you find deeper meaning, doing something that makes you feel fulfilled and contributes to the world. The lesson is simply clear. Get the order right: health, relationships, work, growth, and purpose. That's how you build a life that truly works. Lesson 2. Useless absurdity will define you more than useful practicalities. It sounds crazy, but it is true. The quirky, orbit things in life often leave a bigger impression than the useful stuff. Steven Bartlett explains this with a story about his office. It's filled with odd decorations like a giant bear sculpture. Now that the bear doesn't help him work faster or close more deals, but guess what? It is what people remember. That's the point. We all focus on being productive, checking tasks off our to-do list, and looking efficient. But no one remembers how perfectly you filed your emails or how organized your desk was. What sticks in people's mind are the little things that shows your personality, your weird hobbies, funky style, or random ideas that make no practical sense. It's those quirks that make you interesting and memorable. Think about it. When someone talks about you, are they going to say, "Oh, they were great at spreadsheets"? Probably not. They will talk about the time you wore mismatched socks to a meeting or the creative twist you added to a boring project. So the lesson is simple. Don't be afraid to embrace your weird side. The absurd stuff is what gives you character, and that's what people will remember long after the practical stuff fades. Lesson 3. To master it, you must create an obligation to teach it. Here's a simple truth. If you really want to master something, teach it. That's the best way to cement your understanding. Stephen Bartlett highlights this powerful principle in the Diary of a CEO. When you teach, you're not just sharing information. You're breaking complex ideas into simple, digestible parts. That forces you to think deeply. If you can't explain it clearly, it probably means you don't fully understand it yourself. Teaching exposes those gaps and pushes you to fill them. But here's the catch. There's power in creating an obligation to teach. When someone relies on you to learn, you can't slack off. That accountability drives you to study harder, practice more, and refine your knowledge. And there's unexpected bonus. You learn from your students too. Their questions and perspectives challenge your assumptions and make you see things in new ways. It becomes a two-way street where everyone grows. Plus, teaching creates purpose. You are not just learning for yourself, you are helping someone else grow. That mindset turns knowledge into a shared gift rather than something hoarded. So the key takeaway is simple. Want to truly master something? Teach it. It's the fastest, most impactful way to elevate your understanding and make your learning stick. Lesson 4. You do not get to choose what you believe. From the Diary of a CEO challenges the common idea that we have full control over our beliefs. While we may think we can choose what we believe, our beliefs are largely shaped by our upbringing, experiences, and environment, factors outside our conscious control. From a young age, we are taught what's right and wrong, and these teachings shape the foundation of our beliefs. Over time, we internalize these lessons, often without realizing it. Our beliefs are influenced by the people around us, the culture we grew up in, and the emotions tied to our experiences. This is why two people can witness the same event, but walk away with different interpretations. One might feel empowered while the other feels fearful. Our beliefs aren't just based on logic, but on emotions and experiences we don't always control. Understanding this truth is liberating. By recognizing that our beliefs are formed by external factors, we can start questioning them. We no longer have to blindly accept beliefs that no longer serve us. Instead, we can decide how to engage with them and whether they align with our values and goals. This lesson also teaches us empathy for others. Just as our beliefs are shaped by our unique experiences, so are theirs. Recognizing this helps us approach others with understanding, fostering meaningful conversations, and allowing us to challenge our own beliefs for growth. Ultimately, this lesson empowers us to consciously evolve our beliefs, letting go of those that don't serve us and embracing those that help us grow. Lesson 5. The Bizarre Behavior. From the Diary of a CEO, we explore why people, including ourselves, often behave in ways that seem illogical or irrational. Sometimes our actions don't align with what we say or what we think we want. This behavior is shaped by a mix of internal and external factors, many of which we may not even be aware of. Our subconscious mind plays a significant role in influencing our behavior, which can cause a dissonance between what we consciously desire and what we actually do. For example, we may say we want to be healthier, but continue making choices that contradict that goal. This disconnect is part of human nature, and recognizing it helps us understand that behavior isn't always logical. People make decisions based on emotions, impulses, and unconscious motivations which we don't always control. Understanding bizarre behavior encourages compassion. Instead of judging why someone acted in a certain way, we can consider what might be influencing them beneath the surface. By recognizing these patterns in ourselves, we can become more self-aware and intentional in our actions. We can pause and ask ourselves whether our behavior aligns with our long-term goals or if it is simply a reaction to something deeper. The key takeaway is that human behavior is complex and often irrational, but by reflecting on it, we can navigate our actions with more clarity and empathy. This leads to making better decisions and living a more intentional, meaningful life. Lesson 6. Ask, don't tell. The question behavior effect. This effect emphasizes the power of asking questions rather than giving commands. When we ask the right questions, we activate deeper thinking, reflection, and engagement, both in ourselves and others. Instead of just telling someone what to do, asking questions triggers curiosity, responsibility, and accountability, which can positively affect our behavior for up to 6 months. Asking questions benefits us in several ways. First, it encourages active engagement. Instead of passively receiving information, we actively participate, leading to more thoughtful and informed decisions. Second, it develops critical thinking. Questions challenges us to explore alternatives, analyze situations, and make better decisions. This helps sharpen our minds over time. Third, asking questions fosters independence, as it encourages us to think for ourselves and find solutions, building confidence and self-reliance. Additionally, asking questions improves communication by opening up a dialogue and creating an environment of trust. It also boosts productivity by keeping the focus on the end of goal. For example, instead of telling someone what to do, asking why is this task important or how can we approach this differently clarifies purpose and keeps everyone on track. To get things done in a more active way, start framing your questions for clarity. Instead of telling, ask questions like what's the best way to approach this or what did I learn today? This encourages continuous improvement and empowers others to think critically and creatively, leading to better results and long-term success. Lesson 7. In the Diary of a CEO, Steven Bartlett shares a compelling story about how his father successfully quit smoking by understanding and changing his habit loop. Steven's father had a long-standing habit of secretly smoking in the car. Despite subtle suggestions from Steven to quit, he continued. One day, Steven accidentally left a copy of Hooked by Nereal in the bathroom. Curious, his father picked it up and read about the concept of the habit loop, which consists of 3 parts: the cue, trigger, the routine, behavior, and the reward, dopamine release. After reading the book, Steven's father realized that his car was the cue for his smoking habit. The simple act of sitting in the car triggered his routine of lighting a cigarette. The reward was the dopamine rush that followed. Rather than trying to suppress the urge to smoke, he decided to replace the routine with a healthier habit. He cleverly swapped cigarettes with miniature lollipops, placing them in his cigarette cases. Each time he felt the urge to smoke, he would suck on a lollipop instead. This simple substitution broke the cycle of smoking while still providing a small reward. As a result, Steven's father never smoked again. The The story illustrates an essential lesson. Fighting bad habits directly often leads to frustration and failure. Instead, identifying the cues and replacing the routines with a healthier behavior is a more effective way to break free from destructive patterns. Lesson 8. Chris Eubank Jr., a renowned championship boxer, shared a life-changing story on Steven Bartlett's podcast. During an intense training session in Cuba, Chris expected routine sparring but was shocked when the Cuba Olympic heavyweight champion stepped into the ring. The size and strength difference were overwhelming, but Chris had no option but to face the challenge. As the match began, the heavyweight boxer charged aggressively. Despite Chris' attempts to dodge, the opponent's powerful punches proved too much. In a brutal moment, Chris was knocked out of the ring, landing on hard concrete and severely injuring his knee. His leg went numb and pain shot through his body. Lying there on the cold floor, Chris faced a defining decision: quit and walk away in defeat, or rise back up and finish the sparring session. Giving up would mean not just losing that fight, but tarnishing his self-image forever. Chris chose to push through the pain and climbed back into the ring. He endured 2 more grueling rounds, despite the physical agony and exhaustion. Afterward, Chris explained that his decision to get back up wasn't about winning the sparring session. It was about preserving his dignity and self-respect. That moment became a turning point in his life. He realized that if he could endure such humiliation and pain, nothing else in life could break him. His story highlights a crucial life lesson: never compromise your self-story. The way you respond to adversity shapes your identity and confidence. Chris' experience echoes Muhammad Ali's iconic words: "I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion." This mindset carried Chris Eubank Jr. through his boxing career and served as an inspiring reminder for all of us to stand firm in tough situations. Lesson 9. Treat your body like the only car you'll ever own. Warren Buffett once shared a brilliant analogy. Imagine a genie offers you any car you want, your dream ride, but there's a catch. It's the only car you'll ever have. Suddenly, you treat it like gold, right? Regular maintenance, the best fuel, no reckless driving. You do everything to make it last. Now, here's the kicker. Your body is that car. You only get one. Yet most of us don't treat it that way. We skip exercise, eat junk, stay stressed, and sleep poorly. Steven Bartlett admits he made this mistake too. Early in his career, work came first and health wasn't even on the list. But the pandemic was a wake-up call. He realized that without health, nothing else matters. So, he made changes. Cut out processed food, exercised 6 days a week, prioritized hydration, and ate more plant-based foods. The result? His productivity soared, his relationship got better, and he felt genuinely happy and energized. The lesson is clear. Health is non-negotiable. Take care of your body and mind now, or you'll be forced to deal with illnesses later. Treat it like that one car you can't afford to lose. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching till the end. I genuinely hope you found these lessons valuable. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss any amazing book summaries and life-changing insights. By the way, I noticed that 90% of people who watch our videos haven't subscribed yet. If that's you, come on, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. That way, you'll always be the first to know when we post something new. So let's quickly recap the 9 lessons from the Diary of a CEO that we have discussed in this video. Number 1. Fill the 5 buckets in the right order. Number 2. Useless absurdities will define you more than useful practicalities. Number 3. To master it, create an obligation to teach it. Number 4. You do not get to choose what you believe. Number 5. The bizarre behavior phenomenon. Number 6. Ask, don't tell. The question behavior effect. Number 7. Never fight a bad habit. Number 8. Never compromise your self-story. And finally, number 9. Always focus on your first foundation. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay curious, keep learning.